Hi, my name is Lauren Cancio, and I'm the principal of Southlands Christian Schools Online. Southlands Christian Schools Online provides a fully online, UC-approved, and advanced ed accredited Christian program that is qualified, flexible, and accessible. Our administrative staff and teachers are all ready to serve you with our passion for Christ, personal care, prompt response time, persistence, and professionalism. On that note, welcome to our classroom demo. We are going to start by piloting our 6th through 12th grade curriculum. For the sake of time, I'm only going to pilot one course, but please know that you will be able to pilot any of our courses in our live demo sessions. We are going to begin by highlighting our English 9, which is our freshman course that freshmen would take in high school. So just to let you know, all of our courses are organized by units. And each unit are going to have lessons. And our lessons are organized up here. So there are 4 lessons that students have to go through, but please know that there are a lot more than just one. There's plenty of exercises, activities to learn. It always starts with an overview and anticipatory set where students can type and respond to a question. And anytime you see any orange icon on the right, this is something students can click, and it's going to be a form that can be downloaded, printed, or typed directly on the screen. So right now there's going to be a list of key terms that pop up, and some of these are also interactive. So if they were to click this, they can actually get the various definitions. So this one is more interactive, but very helpful. Let's go ahead and go back. There are checkups. So this is just going to give a foundation of skills that they need to know, reading strategies that a freshman in English 9 need to know. And there's 7 different pages here they would have to go through. A lot of these are different. For example, if I were to click any of these icons, the student would hear about that particular strategy. For example,
signs tell you something. They tell you where to look, where to go, and what to do. They use text features like lists and visual cues like colors, shapes, and symbols to get their message across.
Awesome. So as that's finishing up,
text features
I am going
like
to go ahead and show you just a quick checkup that I clicked here.
Like pictures and
so in the checkup, it went ahead and downloaded or prompts me to download a worksheet that coincides with this lesson that we were just listening to. So basically, a student could either print this worksheet and handwrite if that is what your student prefers, or you can download and treat it as a PDF and type. And this is what would coincide with this lesson. And this particular worksheet is what would be required for the student to submit as well for credit that the teacher would grade. So let's continue. They would go ahead and read through these. There's various items to click on some of these activities. There are some multiple choice they have to fill out. There's also going to be some mix and match where they have to go ahead and match up the various titles and genres. Once again, pick the 4 that are correct, and this is all based on what they are learning. And then they have another checkup. They have to go ahead and fill out this worksheet and submit it to show that they are understanding the content. This is just to begin a unit. We haven't even really dove into some of the content yet. So once again, this is something they would go ahead and fill out and submit. So now that they're done with this particular part, they would move on to the next part, the study portion. The study portion is going to help them get ready for the quiz. So let's go ahead and take a look. If you notice, there are 21 different sections just embedded in 1.1.2, which is the study component. Once again, any of these orange icons are going to prompt the student to click and download a sheet, a form, some sort of supplementary worksheet that's going to support them in being successful in the content. The transcript, by the way, if you're curious, it's basically going to list what the student hears if they wanted to read it instead, just so you know. Let's continue. Once again, they have to write and respond to this question. This is all just to study and prepare them for that quiz. More information for them to read, more matching different external conflicts, all stuff they have learned and are learning. They can always click on these words that are in bold and underline to help them also understand what is being taught. Here is another multiple choice answer question. A little bit more, move your mouse over each part of the pyramid, and it's going to go ahead and give them different information. So what I am trying to show you here is that the content, the curriculum that your student will be going through is dynamic. It's engaging. It's going to ensure that your students are staying fully invested in their education. So I'm going to go ahead and go back up to the quiz. So something that I want to talk about our quizzes is that our school believes in mastery-based learning to ensure every student soars and is successful. So before a quiz takes place, there are these awesome flashcards that they have to go ahead and figure out the definition, which will coincide with the quiz. Once they feel like they're ready, it's going to prompt them to take the quiz. So our policy to make sure that our students master what they learn is we only allow students to take up a quiz to 2 times. And the reason behind that is we want to ensure that our students are learning. And the only way we can guarantee that they are is if they get a 70% or higher. So let's just say they take the quiz the first time and they get a 60%. It's going to lock their ability to move forward, which isn't bad because what it does is it prompts the teacher to do a remediation. And the teacher is going to see that the student is locked not so much out of their account, but they won't be able to continue moving forward. And then the teacher is going to be doing some intervention to make sure that the student is being retaught, that the student is mastering what the content that they might have missed on the quiz. Then they take the quiz a second time, and if they still don't reach 70%, that is when the teacher will investigate one more time, look at the content, and see what was maybe misunderstood, and then the student can take it a second time. And then based on our teacher the remediation and intervention tactics, we are really hoping to see that the student would receive a 70% or higher on their final take of the quiz. Of course, unfortunately, if they don't, then it is a grade that they have earned. But we are very flexible. Our teachers are here to serve you. We want to make sure students are getting the grade that they are working so hard for. So that is what I want to say about our quizzes here. So I'm going to go ahead and go back up to other activities. So we have the actual content of the monkey paws, which is actually getting into content. There's a really fun anticipatory set video that the student would watch before reading. We have some reading materials that are listed here for the student to look at before jumping into the text. So I'll let that load for a second. But all of the orange icons, once again, you can click and it's going to give you some really good reading or just supplementary material for your student to access. So the way that this curriculum is set up is that all of the reading is chunked reading. So if you notice, there's a lot of parts that have just different like manipulatives that students can click on, because if the document was just stagnant, didn't have too much going on, students may not be as engaged. So just to show you that we want to ensure that your students are engaged while learning. There's discussion components as well, where students can go ahead and discuss and interact with various prompts. So if they were to click the discussion, it will give them a chance to share their ideas on that particular prompt. All right. Awesome. So now that it's loaded, it's going to go ahead and give them how they're going to be scored. So it gives a rubric on exactly what they need to, what kind of discussion, on ways to discuss successfully and to get the grade that they deserve as well. So let me go back. Awesome. So all in all, just wanted to I'll go ahead and cover the last two, write and practice, because this is an English course. Yes, they would be writing essays. There is a writing guide as well that gives kind of a clearer expectations of what the student has to, and how to score a good grade on that essay. So it gives them words, definitions, how to write a short answer to these various questions to kind of prepare them for the writing process. And we can go ahead and continue on. But basically, there's a lot of just support, a lot of scaffolding that is going on in this curriculum. And last but not least, and this is, like I said, 1.1 lesson out of 4 under Unit 1. Very extensive, rigorous. Their standards are being met, and learning is happening on our curriculum. Once again, this is where they will complete their assignment, writing an explanatory essay about the monkey's paw, which they have read, and this is how they close out this particular lesson. So, I wanted to go ahead and just show you one last thing before we close, which is this handy dandy little briefcase that has some student resources. There's a syllabus they can go ahead and access, some key terms. And one last thing that I did want to show is we do have a translating component that is geared to help students, ELL students, be successful as well. In conclusion, as we go ahead and finish out our tour here, is I just wanted to ensure that Southlands Christian Schools Online wants all students to be successful. And the way we do it is we have all our teachers trained in flipping their classrooms. So their classroom lectures are differentiated for students. It's not just that they are isolated and independently just going through content. They are having their teacher partner with them in their education. Teachers are also available via email and also through Zoom office hours, where students can actually interact with their teachers face to face. So all in all, I just wanted to personally thank you for joining me today in this classroom tour. My heart as the principal of Southlands Christian Schools Online is that the integrity and excellence of our program ensures that every student soars. Thank you so much.